Hello and welcome to Business Insider with Mario Toneguzzi. Joining me today is Gerry Baxter, who is Executive Director of the Calgary Residential Rental Association. Thanks for joining us today, Gerry.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be with you, Mario.
All righty, so lots going on in the landlord part of the world these days in Calgary. You guys had a news conference on the steps of City Hall earlier today. Tell me what that was all about and why.
Well, I think it was, for us, it was an opportunity to try and connect with City Council. It seems the only way we've been able to do it so far is through the media. And what we wanted to do was just bring to Council's attention the dire situation these rental or these tax hikes have had on the residential rental industry, and particularly the multi-residential buildings in Calgary.
Mm-hmm. Tell me some of the stories you've been hearing about how much people have or landlords have been seeing in tax increases.
Well, they range anywhere from 10% to 40% and higher on these multi-residential buildings. And if you put it into terms of dollars, for example, uh, it ranges anywhere from $1,000 for a small apartment building with just a few units in it, and it goes as high as $222,000 is the largest tax hike that I've heard. These are increases over last year. These are not what the taxes are. These
Yeah.
are increases. So in essence, the average tax hike works out to about 23%. That's the average.
Okay. So what does this mean for those landlords? Are many of them finding it difficult to actually even survive in this climate?
Well, they really are. In fact, we heard from one fellow today who said that based on what's happened in the economy over the last few years, and then the COVID, and now these property tax hikes, he said they, as a family business, they're drawing down on their savings. And we're hearing that from other landlords as too. These are small business people. These are not big conglomerates. These are small business people. They're not rich. They don't make a lot of money doing this, but what they do is actually provide affordable housing for many people in this city.
Mm-hmm.
So they're the ones that are being hurt. And these are the ones that we're trying to get council to take a second look at the phased tax program. They rejected it in April. They've provided it for the last 4 years or so to the small business community. And we're just asking that these small business owners, the multi-residential sector, which is not that large a sector, and we're just asking City Council to offer us the same treatment that they have provided to other business people in the city of Calgary. Because if they do, we wouldn't be having this conversation today if they had already done that. But the biggest thing, and my biggest concern, is we've got landlords who are telling me that they may lose their businesses. They may have to sell their properties, get out of the business altogether. And my other concern is for the renters, because at some point in time, like in any business, when your costs increase, you have to pass those costs along to the consumer. And in this case, it's renters. Now, City Council has an opportunity, and this is what we're asking them to do, is go back, bring back the report that they saw in the spring of this year, and reintroduce the report, and provide a 7.5% tax increase, cap it at that for the multi-residential sector. And if they did that, it brings fairness to the market, because that's what the residential sector was averaged at. We're asking the City Council to do the same thing here. Because if they don't, it's going to have dire consequences on housing affordability. Tenants are going to be severely impacted, and many landlords may lose their business.
Yeah.
But in addition to that, Mario, the other real damaging, I think, effect of this is that I'm already hearing from landlords who are telling me that they will no longer reinvest in the city of Calgary. And that really bothers me, because this is a great city and we don't want to see it ruined by unnecessary property tax hikes, especially when city council could make such an easy change to it. Wouldn't cost them that much money to do it, but it would put us back on an even keel with the small business community and the entire residential community.
Okay, then, super. Well, thanks very much for joining us today, Gerry.
Mario, it's always a pleasure talking to you.
Okay, thanks. And that was Gerry Baxter, who is Executive Director of the Calgary Residential Rental Association. This has been Business Insider with Mario Toneguzzi. Thanks for joining us today.